Hey, it's Creative Chaos, and my name is Dr. Mich. It's great to allow us to spend time and share stories together. I'm with the usual suspects. I've got my boy Josh, the fixer. I got my man, DJ Bush Baby. And, today, I'd like to talk about something that people would never believe, okay? And just to set the stage, first day on radio, 1999, after close to 3 to 4 years, actually 3 to 4 months of training. We had guys come in from BBC, we were trained by the Far East Broadcasting Association. Man, we thought we were ready. And my show was the evening drive. So I got on, sit down in front of the microphone, the jingle plays, fader goes out. Hi, this is 104.1 Power FM. My name is... Trap door at the back of my head opened, my brain fell out, forgot my name. Totally. So the thing is that it's not something which is new, but
Yes.
Josh.
Yes.
I can't help it. No.
What's happened to you? Have you ever had those moments where words just disappear?
Yeah.
And as a creative, people expect that you're capable of communicating and expressing yourself, but
True.
but it is just difficult to be able to get things out.
No, listen.
that-
I've literally, practically seen a microphone fall out of an MC's hand because their palms
Are
were
sweaty.
sweating.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
the microphone slid through and
Drops mic at the wrong time.
At the wrong time.
No, because don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
It's actually good to have a little bit of adrenaline flowing through your body.
Yeah.
Because adrenaline has an impact. Okay, what it does is that it heightens your senses. If you're in the face of danger, you'll be able to fight or you'll be able to run, flight. But
Yeah.
but as people who are in the creative space,
Yeah,
you see?
but that leads to the topic in this episode. It is basically about language and expression
Yes.
as creatives. And I mean, without going mute at the times you ask to speak, at the times you're supposed to say, name your figure,
Yeah.
you go mute.
The
What
entrepreneurial
do you
side
think?
of
Yeah,
a creative.
as a creative, someone asks you in the boardroom, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How much should we pay you?
It took me 10 years to learn how to speak as a creative. All along, I was just pressing buttons. So that's what we're here to talk about today.
Articulation.
Articulation of thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah, as creatives. When is it the right...
Again, I keep saying that you guys have a wonderful skill of choosing the wrongest guys to come and talk about things. Because you see, this is not my problem. Because I became a big mouth before I became a creative.
But now
mine is the other way around.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
No, because my mom said I was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
By the time I was 1.5 or 2, they even thought there was a problem with me because I wasn't talking.
Yeah.
But when I started talking, they said, this kid can't shut up. This kid just can't shut up. So communication isn't my problem.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is, you're right. We don't emphasize the importance of communication that much. Growing up, the institution has done its job. We have been institutionalized to such a degree that you are only focusing on your core competence.
True.
And you work so hard to become a fantastic mathematician. You're amazing when it comes to your literature and with your finance. But if you're asked to interpret the content, if you're asked to present to the board, that's when you see people falling flat. So what's the challenge? And the challenge is not unique only to the creatives.
No.
It is world over across the board. I've had numerous opportunities to sit down and to speak to people in FMCGs, technology, in boardrooms, in the tourism sector. Same challenge.
Expression.
Self-expression.
Language.
And the ability to do what? To tell stories. Because people don't seem to understand that it doesn't make sense for me as a creative or anybody who is in the ideation space to come and start throwing around complex terminologies and I'm going to throw lower thirds and then the graphics and then I'll do an alpha channel and what. No. That's not what people want. The secret to success and self-expression is the simplicity with which you develop your message and deliver it. And the best way to do it is actually by storytelling.
Yeah.
And why do you think I painted a picture first for you to understand how difficult it is for somebody who is in a stressful situation to communicate? Because then people see they can relate to me. So I think that's the first thing we should do. As creatives, yes, we do complex things. But the question is can I distill it in such a way that I make it easy for Bush to understand, for Josh to understand? So when you can do that, you will have overcome the hurdle. Because don't think it's a creative thing. Because the way you guys have put it out there, it's like you think it's unique to you guys. Neda. Even vet doctors have that challenge. Even politicians
dealing
have
with
that
slides and
we're trying to narrow it down to our area because we are creatives.
Yeah.
Been here quite a minute, and we see it every day. And this is as simple as, Mich, I've seen your work.
Yeah. Hold. What is he just said?
Yeah.
Mich, I've seen your work.
Yeah.
You know what he has just done?
Yes.
Now that is what they call a crutch word. And a lot of times you'll hear people say, you see, you know what I mean? Therefore. All these are crutch words which happen because we have not taken time out to prepare or we are not breathing. Interesting thing here.
Breathe.
You think it's like Mitch? We all breathe. No. Breathe. Intentionally. Breathe. What it does is that it slows down your delivery. When you guys are watching this video, you're going to realize that I have got under control most of my crutch words. Because a crutch is, something which you use to support you.
Yes.
And it's supporting your inability to deliver your message. So as a creative, one of the first things that you want to do is that you always want to demonstrate capacity and ability by speaking fast and be able to show people that, no, you don't need to do that. Breathe.
They call it energy. They call it vibe.
It has nothing to do with energy. Tell this guy that he's misfiring. Tell this cowboy to stop shooting. Mugambi.
There's
Take back your guns.
It actually has to do with reflection. Because what you're doing is that those 3 or 4 microseconds are helping you to think about, okay, so what can I put in next to sound smart?
Yeah.
So that I don't look like I'm at a loss for words and that I'm a clueless creative. So what you do is that you breathe.
True.
And it's the same thing in any sector. All the good public speakers are not going to riddle their presentations with. So what I am thinking is that you see, we need the...
Actually,
no.
Just like you were saying.
It is critical to understand that as a creative, we must think after having stopped, and then we deliver. Each of those pauses draws in your audience a little bit more. So even if you struggle with your content,
Pause for effect.
pause for effect, pause for reflection. So even if we don't have the knowledge and the skills and
vocabulary.
and the vocabulary, those microseconds will assist you. So that is my hack for today. Breathe.
how do you break the ice? First time presentation and
I gave you the answer at the beginning with how I opened. You tell a story. You have just done a massive video project for somebody, and you want to now premiere it. What do? Tell a story about what you want their emotions to be like after they watch. Thank you very much for the opportunity. It has been an amazing journey working with the entire team, and we are proud to have this particular documentary ready. This documentary has been an amalgamation of different people's struggles, and we have captured the happiness of the people in Nwaya, the smiles of the kids in Kireka, the unpredictability and the uncertainty of the future of the people from Rukunjiri. All of it is there in that video. And we'd like to thank you guys for all contributing to it. As you watch this, I want to know what it makes you feel. Thank you for the opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your video. What have I done? I haven't said anything.
You've broken the ice.
Just broken the ice. I've told a story. I've just repeated what you made me do, and we go. So you can't emphasize more the importance of storytelling. Storytelling is so important. The world will never remember your statistics. 5.6 million, nobody cares. But they will remember the stories that you tell them.
The Bible.
Of course. Nobody cares about, 1956. No. But you tell them what was happening, how they felt. Then you will be hitting home.
Have you lost opportunities due to silence as a creative?
No.
Bush you?
No. It depends on what type of silence.
When you are expected to speak, to give a figure, and the opportunity goes because you never spoke.
No, I've lost...
but you're good at what you do.
I've lost work or business as a result of, what is it called? I'm looking for the word. Unethical competitors.
Expression?
If it's a bid.
Oh, somebody undercut you?
Yeah, unethical business practices where you go in and you've aced it, like you come back and you tell the team, guys, I represented. Not knowing someone has a cousin the other side, and you know,
and they were told the other guy that Bush put this amount.
You get
that is different. That's different. But what I'm saying, I'm saying is we have so many young people, and this is for the young people out there, that you have a tendency, to just not say what you need to say when you need to say it.
I've also overpriced myself out of a job. Very good offer, but because you feel you're the guy, you're Bush baby, you give the guy a red card and the guy doesn't get back to you. Yep. When you meet years later, it's like, man,
Josh, you know
and
what?
Talking too much.
Josh, you know what? Huh?
Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever lose business if you don't speak, as long as your work is speaking for you. If you have credentials and you walk into a room,
I've been lucky. I've been lucky.
Let's say you've been blessed. I don't deal in luck. Luck is when preparation meets with opportunity. But those opportunities are given by God. So there's nothing like luck.
I've been in situations where I've not had to look for a job.
Yes.
Almost my entire life.
Yes.
Because of my work.
Correct.
But I've also met people who want to make a decision based on what I say. And all I have to show is work. And they ask you something as simple as, how much do you want to earn for this?
And can I tell you what?
Yeah. And this is not for only me. It's for all creatives out there who don't know how to express themselves.
All right.
And I've also worked with rowdy ones whose komanyokos are just here.
All right.
Just add on to that.
Yeah.
There are also interjections. There are guys with lugazigazi. The guys, if you're presenting... So what will that new table you're saying we should procure for the news anchor? This is not the finance guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of what value is it going to? How is it going to increase the revenue of the company and all that? And
How does it add to
he
our
doesn't understand
ROI,
aesthetics and
like-
whatever. Return on investment. How you want us to fly it in from Dubai and whatever? But explain and then.
All right. Let me address. Let me address.
This is a finance guy.
Let me address Josh's point
Yes.
first about having something to say. the truth is that we as creatives must understand our value before we go into any discussion. And by virtue of the fact that we're bringing something to the table that you want, gives us leverage. Mm-hmm. And leverage, for people who think it's a big word, it says that it gives me something that you want from me. You see? Something that you can funamu from me.
Yeah. Give and take.
Give and take. You're going to give me money, and you're going to take from me quality. So you must understand that as a creative, that by the time you're sitting at a table with somebody, you have value. And you must be able to trade that value. So you must be able to express yourself and not go away silent. I think I see where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. I've had 2 or 3 opportunities in the past where people have asked me, how much do you want? In fact, I think it has happened twice or thrice. The first time was when I was leaving Sanyu FM to go to KFM. I was called by Andrew Mwenda and Conrad Nkutu, former MDs and head of news at time. Mm-hmm. They called me up to Nawab Restaurant, Garden City, sat me down and said, you're the best presenter here at Sanyu FM, and we're looking to put together a superstar team of kick-ass. Can we say ass on this show?
Yes, we are allowed.
Because, you know, ass
18 plus.
18 plus, huh? Very good. Yes. Kick-ass individuals who are going to change the radio spectrum forever. Christine Mawadri, Dr. Mich Egwang, Jay Kazora. We had guys who were heavy hitters, and were going to come on and change radio, starting up with KFM. Not even a name, but just a letter. I said, okay. So they asked me the question, exactly what you asked. How much do you want? For the first time in my life, I had never been asked that question. Do you know the first thing that happened? Anybody guessed it? Well, guess. What do you think happened?
You froze.
You froze.
Caught ice.
Actually, the opposite.
You mentioned the figure.
I got what they call a hot rush. Started sweating in places that I did not know even existed, and I did not know what to say. But they said, okay, if you can't answer that, they asked, what are you earning right now? And that's another reverse question which creatives will be asked, is that, what is your current rate? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that actually plays against you and plays for you.
You don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say if you have not, one, educated yourself. Because if your work is really good,
yes,
your work is worth what DJ Bush Baby. But because of the fact that nobody knows you, you have been earning Dr. Mich salaries. So it's important for you as a creative to first empower yourself with knowledge. Remember how he said that the new oil of this era here is information?
Yes.
The fuel for the economy is data. So make sure you have information. Know what your peers are earning. Know what the top guy in the market is earning. So what I did is that first of all, I'll tell you the truth that I lied. Because back then I was earning like, I think 1.8, 1.9 million.
Andrew is listening.
Yeah, no, Andrew will know. Andrew's my guy. Even Conrad. Conrad is my jama. But the truth is, I was earning like 1.8, maybe 2 million tops. But I told them that I was taking home 3.5 million at Sanyu FM, which wasn't the truth. And they said, okay.
You told them net.
I told them that's what I was taking home. And I said that for me to leave.
In your sweat?
In my sweat.
Yes.
You conjure up a lie.
I conjure. It wasn't a lie. It was, I looked at, remember, aspiration to inspiration?
Yeah. Justification.
I was faking it till I made it. Huh? So I said, guys, because at that point, I knew who was the highest paid presenter. May his soul rest in peace, but he was one of my tightest guys. Alex was the highest paid radio presenter at the time. I think Alex was earning around 6.5. And this was way back 2001. So I said that for me to be happy, for me to extract myself from my comfort zone at Sanyu, I wanted to be able to be around there. So I said, for me to leave, I honestly want to earn around 6 to 7 million. That's it.
Plus XYZ benefits. And
I didn't say anything about that.
Yes,
I just said that's what I want to earn.
Yes.
I said, okay. They laughed and they said, we had dinner, and I went. They didn't call me back for a week, called me back for 2 weeks. After 3 weeks, they called me, and you know what they told me? Your letter of engagement is ready with the secretary.
Pick it.
Pick it.
Did you sweat?
I started sweating again. I think I became a FAR. I was a FAR promoter at that point, sweating again. And they said, we are going to give you what you asked for. We're going to give you 6.5 million shillings. But you're going to work for it. So what they did is that they called me to Conrad's office and they said, your net salary will be exactly what you were earning at Sanyo, 3.5. Yes. Yet I had doubled my salary. But they said, we're going to give you 2 targets now. We're going to give you a flex target for the office. Then we're going to give you a target for your show. Because you're doing the breakfast show.
KPI.
KPI. Yes. Key performance indicator. We had something there called PMS, Performance Management System. And I had 2 deliverables. Number 1, I had to make the show number 1 in Uganda. For my show to be number 1, I would earn 1.5 million shillings. If the station also ended up being number 1, because radio is in such a way that the breakfast show carries the entire rest of the day.
Yes.
The flagship. So myself and Christine plus a guy called Kasamvro were supposed to be able to drive the entire radio station. But remember, the discussion here we're talking about is you as creatives not knowing what to say. So by the fact that I knew what was happening in the market, I gave an amount, and because of that, I was now sitting in the MD's office negotiating for a 6.5 million shilling salary. And they gave me another target, the target of the station being number 1. Long story short, KFM became number 1 within 4 months. We were that big. We became number 1. And I earned my salary. So,
Awesome.
Open your mouth. But open your mouth after you have thought.
Careful.
And after you have data.
As a creative.
As a creative.
Let me flip it. There are guys who have properly and deliberately branded themselves, positioned themselves, they've done their work so well, but they're not, information about them is not readily available unless you're an inner circle, someone like you. If I wanted you for if I was in somewhere in a conversation where you have no control over, and your name comes up, and they say Mich, I say, that guy, if you don't have 12 ma, Bush baby, that guy, the guy who's been here, and if you don't have 20,
I stopped losing
a job because the market has painted a certain perception about you, and you can't put up a billboard and say, guys, this is my red card. Indeed. This is not me. I can take 100K.
I've actually lost work opportunities to such scenarios.
Where a recommendation comes in,
people thought you were too
someone
expensive.
says,
his work is good.
Yes,
but he's expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive. I'm like, compared to what?
How do you deal with that? Like,
I don't think there's any way you can deal with it.
Can I tell you what? I like that.
That's it.
Bush.
I've done it.
Bush. The thing is this, you struggle, and I think it was Josh was talking about validation.
Yes.
You're struggling for likes on social media, for people to put you on a pedestal. And now, financially, people have gazetted you in a space whereby they perceive you to be overly expensive. I would rather be known as the guy who is untouchable because of quality and is premium priced than the other Jama who, Josh, you need him. Let me call him. That guy is needy.
So I actually mean the authentic guy. But the public has decided this guy is untouchable.
I think
but he's
the effect is called Chidandali culture. You know what general culture is?
Explain.
The idea that for me to come to take my opportunity from you, I have to show up on a border. Do you understand?
Yeah. How have we gone to that? Because the perception, I thought this is called, I think it's called the halo effect. The halo effect is that, you see something and you judge someone based on what you have seen there. And you see, I don't believe...
Let me cut you short. Let's assume we are on this table and we are discussing, maybe we want to bring Chris Brown or DJ Khaled or whoever to Uganda. We've never met these guys.
Correct.
But because of how they've marketed themselves, how they've projected, their brand positioning and all that, we assume. They haven't even contacted their handlers and all that. And then we say, let's go for Uncle Wafo's in South Africa. At least that one, maybe she can take 5,000 maybe. Yeah? You understand? How do you... But you're authentic, your work is on point, you can kick ass.
I tell
but
you
the market has decided, your guy, he's Serena levels.
I tell you what, it's a tough thing.
And you have to earn.
It's a tough thing, but I'll be honest. What you do is do this. You've heard of what they call having your own personal marketing and branding strategy? Sell yourself. Do you know that this creative chaos is a marketing opportunity for me? If I wanted right now, I could tell you guys that, hey, guess what? Dr. Mich, if you're looking to get one of the best public speakers in the country, multilingual, confident, he can handle your event from start to finish, and my fee is only 5.5 million. If you want me, call me. I've just done marketing for myself, right? Yep. Use these opportunities to market yourself. Use these opportunities to talk about yourself. You don't necessarily have to put your price out there, but talk about the kind of work you've done. But again, also, tell people about your flexibility. And
compromise.
Allow people to see that you are not etched in stone. And it's not that you need NBS, NTV, or UBC TV to do it. With social media, everybody has a channel. So good, put it up. Do a couple of interviews.
True.
That's it, it's simple. I don't think it should be a challenge anymore. Though, I was siding with Josh. I like the fact that some people will think that you're expensive. Because there is a connotation, there is an analogy between expensive and quality. Okay? Premium and high price. So I would rather be spoken about in that regard than being perceived as a guy who
premium.
Who is premium. Where did you get this guy?
It's been around. It's a dinosaur. Anyway, as we wind down, I have a few questions. One of them is, do you have any quick saves?
For?
That words that get you out of a tight situation. I don't know what to say. I should say this. Have you had that throughout your career? No. Quick saves.
I honestly...
Would you advise anyone to have quick saves?
I wouldn't advise you to do a quick save because in this day and age, everything that you say can and will be used against you. Literally. Because digital has memory.
Doesn't forget.
You fool around and say anything, squat, pop. 15, 20 years from now, I will pull it out when you're standing for president. I'll pull it out. Can I shock you that there are organizations, international organizations, that do a social media check on you, and they check for, you know how there have been different perspectives now, and we as Ugandans, we don't agree to certain Western cultures. Identification. And they want to see, before they give you business, they want to say, what is your perspective towards some of these things?
The alphabet gang.
I'm not going to say nothing.
Yes.
I go take the Fifth Amendment of the American Constitution on this one.
You plead the Fifth.
I plead the Fifth. But I tell you, you must be cautious with what you say.
Today.
Because back in the 70s and the 80s, who the heck is going to have a camera on Bush Baby and keep it online? It's not going to happen. But today, everybody has a phone.
You even do it yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. You record yourself.
No.
Yeah.
The rainbow would come out and would...
Yes.
It was amazing.
You're
But
happy.
now the rainbow
today,
comes out
it has
and...
another meaning. So now it's important. Quick fixes.
Really?
Josh, from me to you,
Yeah.
be careful. Think about what you say and mean what you say.
Young creatives.
Young creatives,
Yeah.
it's to you. Do not be in a hurry to make a commitment. Do not be in a hurry to say no. Reflect and say, let me think about the offer. Yes. I love the opportunity. I'd like to discuss this with my stakeholders. I'd like to discuss this with my team. But I'm excited about it. I will hear back from you.
What was your chaotic moment today when you woke up?
my laptop password, you know, I use a finger biometric, and I've got like 3 levels of security. I don't know one of them. And I was sitting at a restaurant and I tried to get in and it had jammed until I remembered, oh crap, this is it. So I hate being disorganized because my computer, my communication is critical. That one there was my chaos moment in the morning. And then my son, my son, Marcel is just special. So we woke up in the morning today and you know he's in P5, my daughter's in P7, and we're waking up and I've trained them to be self-expressive. When you meet me with them, we'll chat like this.
Gangos.
We're gangos. That's it. Huh? When I discipline like a dad. But when we're expressing ourselves, we're together. So now, I get into the car, and I'd just thrown on my killer perfume. I think I was wearing, I think it was Armani. Just one of my perfume.
There we go.
One of my colognes. Huh?
There we go.
Me and my guy.
JVC, Jaluo, very complicated.
Creatives who have made it.
Yes. Creatives who are on the journey to make it. So I put on my perfume, I sit in the car. Guy gets in the car, close the door. Dad, your perfume is choking me, man. Dude, why do you have to put so much on? I turned to him and said, dude, at least I smell good. I'm not like you who smells bad. I had to. So we had that discussion about hygiene and what. So kids don't understand that image is important. That you remember how you say, fake it till you make it.
Yes.
Smell good.
Look the part.
Brush your teeth.
Yes.
Make sure you do research so that when you're sitting on a table, man, guys say that this man here has put in the work.
Peter Sematimba says you always must have 5 handkerchiefs.
Yes.
You know, just
so for me, I only have one. Peter, I don't know what the 5s are for. Don't be against me. No, so that was a chaos moment. That's it.
Take us out.
No, one more time. One more thing. Hold on. Expressing ideas that sound good as a creative. Again, this is about expression.
Yeah.
How should a young person come up with ideas and express them well?
That are bankable.
No. This one here.
Not wishes.
Yeah. This one here.
Not bankable.
You've talked to the right guy.
I used to sit in the boardroom of one of places I've worked.
Yeah.
And I could express ideas without ever crossing paths with the CFO.
Yeah.
And all the time you're expressing your ideas, going all out and, make a presentation and design it well, it can only be killed by the CFO.
Can I?
So you
can
don't
I
know.
give you, Josh?
As a creative, you don't know.
As a creative,
Yeah.
I've got the solution for this one here. And this is something which we cooked up many years ago, and it has worked wonders for us. It works wonders for me. I use it perpetually.
It will do wonders for...
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure it can work for you, too.
Mm-hmm.
I did a presentation at Motive, I think last month, and they asked me to talk about the gig economy, young creatives who are trying to make it, and they asked me to just to leverage a lot on my experiences and do things, and I showed them how you do it. There's something called the 10-second supercharger technique. Within the first 10 seconds, you make an impression which people will use to judge you. Can I like this guy? What's his smile like? If I shake your hand, what's your grip like? Does he look me in the eye? There's so many cues which people are going to be looking at. Huh? So what you want to do is that within the first couple of minutes, you make that lasting impression. Make it so powerful that people are like, wow, what the heck just hit me? And you know how you do that? Because remember, as creatives, we're sharing ideas.
Yeah,
we're
all the
telling
time.
stories. So the best way to tell stories is visually do it. So what I always do when I'm doing a pitch, when I'm doing a presentation, when I'm walking into a big event, you'll be shocked, but I actually have an opening video. I go through the whole shebang and get a guy. I do a voiceover. I talk about what I'm going to talk about. I have graphics, I've got pictures, I've got stories. And then I'm the last person you see wearing the clothes of the event that I'm going to go in. So if I was coming for this, I would have done an intro video and then I would have ended up in saying, so
here we are.
So ladies and gentlemen, so the challenge is people don't know how to express themselves. And instead of actually wishy-washing and giving you all this superficial stuff, let me come and tell you about it at Creative Chaos. I'm coming to you right now. And I walk into the camera and I walk out of the door in the clothes. Now what has happened? I've set the stage. I've given you a background.
Grand entrance.
Grand entrance.
Bold.
Yep. Powerful. Man, the kids from that moment onwards were on their pens and papers. This guy here. Where has he come from? Have you ever done an intro like that?
No.
Have you ever done an intro like that?
Yep.
Go away, you've never. Okay, wants to be like me.
First plate.
No, but you see the impact of that.
The visual.
The visual, because what you're doing is that it's an important thing to be able to set the stage. And setting the stage is taking me from a standpoint of, I don't know who you are, to understanding what I stand for. What are my values? What is my anticipation? What's the objective for that chat we're going to have? Then you deliver.
Show me, don't tell me.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's good to know that we have slow burners also. They're winning. They're slow. They start slow, but they get there.
They will.
Yeah. His is bold. It's a bold way. Bold entrance. Kick the door. Kind of.
Experience. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Let's take us out.
Take us out.
Man, what a conversation. And that's what it's all about. Chaos, man. Chaos! Jamas, chaos! Creative chaos. My name is Dr. Mich. This is how we do it. Man, I've had a blast here with my man, DJ Bush Baby, with Josh the Fixer. We've been talking about communication and the challenges and how people fail at it. But I hope by the end of the conversation, now you're not going to fail. You're going to go out there and win. Keep it real.